We can get angry. It's even healthy to get angry from time to time. When man ceases to worship God, he does not worship nothing but worships everything. Human self-understanding changes with time, and so also human consciousness deepens. We must not reduce the bosom of the universal church to a nest protecting our mediocrity. See everything, turn a blind eye to much, correct a little. I love tango, and I used to dance when I was young. You cannot be in a position of power and destroy the life of another person. A Christian who does not pray for those who govern is not a good Christian. Wretched are those who are vindictive and spiteful. Since God created the world, He also created reality. Mercy will always be greater than any sin. No one can put the limit on the love of the all-forgiving God. The root of this possibility of doing good, that we all have, is in creation. If we start without confidence, we have already lost half the battle and we bury our talents. We don't have to expect everything from those who govern us. That would be juvenile. Indifference is dangerous, whether innocent or not. He who doesn't pray to the Lord prays to the devil. The Lord never tires of forgiving. It is we who tire of asking for forgiveness. Christmas is joy, religious joy, and inner joy of light and peace. Where there is truth, there is also light, but don't confuse light with the flash. Whenever we encounter another person, in love, we learn something new about God. Living together is an art. It's a patient art, it's a beautiful art, it's fascinating. This is the struggle of every person. Be free or be a slave. Find new ways to spread the word of God to every corner of the world. God never tires of forgiving us. We are the ones who tire of seeking His mercy. A little bit of mercy makes the world less cold and more just. It is not progressive to try to resolve problems by eliminating a human life. Life is a journey. When we stop, things don't go right. No one can grow if he does not accept his smallness. Someone doesn't want to carry the cross. I don't know what she's still doing in convent. Young people are just as attracted to the truth as they are convenience and expediency. Spiritual worldliness kills. It kills the soul. It kills the church. To say that you can kill in the name of God is blasphemy. Oh, how I would like a poor church and for the poor? Right now, we don't have a very good relation with creation. Grace is not part of consciousness, it is the amount of light in our souls, not knowledge nor reason. The people of God want pastors, not clergy acting like bureaucrats or government officials. Anyone who wants to be pope doesn't care much for themselves. God doesn't bless them. I didn't want to be pope. We just cannot worry about ourselves. Finally, an evangelizing community is filled with joy, or knows how to rejoice always. The media only writes about the sinners and the scandals, he said, but that's normal, because a tree that falls makes more noise than a forest that grows. More and more people work on Sundays as a consequence of the competitiveness imposed by a consumer society. Work ends up dehumanizing people. We all have the duty to do good. A person who thinks only about building walls, wherever they may be, and not building bridges is not Christian. This is not in the gospel. I am a sinner. This is the most accurate definition. It is not a figure of speech, a literary genre. I am a sinner. How can it be that it is not a news item when an elderly homeless person dies of exposure, but it is news when the stock market loses 2 points? Situations can change, people can change. Be the first to seek to bring good. Do not grow accustomed to evil, but defeat it with good. From my point of view, God is the light that illuminates the darkness, even if it does not dissolve it, and a spark of divine light is within each of us. God always has patience. We are impatient, anxious to see the whole picture, but God lets us see things slowly, quietly. Worshipping is stripping ourselves of our idols, even the most hidden ones, and choosing the Lord as the center, as the highway of our lives. If our hearts are closed, if our hearts are made of stone, the stones find their way into our hands and we are ready to throw them. The church does not exist to condemn people but to bring about an encounter with the visceral love of God's mercy. Money has to serve, not to rule. In the church, and in the journey of faith, women have had and still have a special role in opening doors to the Lord. Faith grows when it is lived and shaped by love. We need to remember and remind ourselves where we come from, what we are, our nothingness. Truth, according to the Christian faith, is God's love for us in Jesus Christ. Therefore, truth is a relationship. Human rights are not only violated by terrorism, repression or assassination, but also by unfair economic structures that creates huge inequalities. I dream of a church that is a mother and shepherdess. Where there is no work, there is no dignity. Every child that isn't born, but is unjustly condemned to be aborted, has the face of Jesus Christ, has the face of the Lord. The Son of God became incarnate in the souls of men to instill the feeling of brotherhood. All are brothers and all children of God.